forgive. I don't want to. You got to forgive. They don't deserve to be forgiven. You got to forgive. You got to forgive. Then I started seeing it and hearing it. So then I studied it. I studied it. I could probably do a doctoral thesis on forgiveness, you know, because I wrote a book on forgiveness after I did the doctoral thesis, because what I discovered is the reason many of us don't experience the full benefit of forgiveness is because we do it begrudgingly, we do it out of force, and we do it on one level, in the mind. But in order for forgiveness to truly anchor in your body and free up your energy, you've got to forgive the thought, the feeling, the belief, and the action. You got to forgive on all levels. And most of us are just forgiven intellectually. So forgiveness was the first thing. And I had to forgive. Of course, I started out forgiving people. If I had time, I would tell you a funny story, but I had to start out forgiving other people, but in the end, I recognized I had to forgive myself. That was the hard part. I had to forgive myself for what I had made up about other people, what I had thought about other people, what I had said to other people, what I felt about other people. I had to forgive myself. So I cleared the decks first by forgiving them, thought, feeling, action, behavior. Then I fell face first into forgiving myself. The other thing that, for me, about the systemic family pattern is most of us, I'm a spiritual psychologist and a spiritual technician. That's what I do. And what I learned is we are very loyal to our family patterns because they're familiar, they're comfortable. Better the devil we know than the one we don't know. So even though we don't want to be poor, we'll have a consciousness that'll keep us poor or keep us sad or keep us in drama, keep us in chaos because it's familiar. So that's when I started studying what I call DNTPs, dominant negative thought patterns, and how they manifest and how they govern our behavior. Because you know everything begins with a thought. And the thought creates an attitude, and the attitude creates the word, and the word creates a feeling, or vice versa. The feeling leads to a thought. So I've been studying dominant negative thought patterns. So if you want to eliminate family pathology, you got to forgive. You got to tell the truth about what's going on. Don't call a duck a chicken. Call a thing a thing. This is what my mother did. This is what my father did. This is what they said. This is what it was for me. Yeah? And you've got to identify your dominant negative thought patterns. So in January, I have another doctoral thesis coming out called Get Over It. I couldn't think of nothing else to say. Get over it. Prayers and affirmations for healing the hard stuff.